Alrighty. Let's see what we got going on. Looks like I have everything all set up the right way. From left to right. This is a replay cast, by the way. I guess I should preface that by saying these two teams played earlier this week. On the left-hand side, we have Team Unleash the Crackin. We have Bloody Drapes playing Deathwing, J-Trin playing the Greymane Sparhawk on a noob, Flippy on Anduin, and Killadorn there on the Tassadar. And from right to left, our away team tonight is going to be Out of Pocket. We have... Why is that so hard for me to read? This laptop is so small. We have Kaki playing the Zebo. Yes, sir, playing Kira. Buffed Kira, mind you. On the Brightwing, we have... Oh my gosh, I can't read him. I just can't read it that way. Is Green Tone. And then Rexar is being played on top lane here by Orc and Beans, which is just arguably an excellent name. Starting up map 1 on a Garden of Terror here. Zebawal already catching a very irritated Anubarak. Take a look at our level 1 talents, see if anything stands out as bizarre. Nothing too crazy. It is going to be spiders from the Zebo, as the Brightwing gets burned pretty hard there. Is it going to be Hyper Shift from Brightwing? It is. So, despite the nerf, I think it is still the better level 1 talent. Everybody seems to be agreeing with their picks as of late. Four-man effort here for the blue side to clear this bottom lane out. As you see Nazebo safely rotating around the other side. And yes, sir, potentially in a little bit of trouble here. First stun does miss from Sparhawk. The rest of the team decides it's camping time. It's going to be J-Trin here on the siege camp for the blue team. In the top lane, let's take a look at Orc and Beans and Bloody Drapes, our two off-laners for the evening. Well, that's boring as hell. Let's go to the Zebo here in the siege camp action cam. Both Kaki and Vates. Is it Vates or Votes? It's hard to tell on my laptop. Vates. It is Vates. Got that siege camp out. Bruiser camp here being taken a 3-man effort here for the blue side as red team rotates into the top jungle there to take the other camps as well. Not a lot of action. Both teams just doing macro things. Kaki doing his best to take out this bruiser camp, or excuse me, siege camp here in the mid lane. Joe, for being a tank, is arguably not the worst when it comes to, clearing camps and such. Yes, sir, and Vate's a dynamic duel here, trying to take this camp. Kira not necessarily known for having extremely good wave clear, as you can see here, as two members of Out of Pocket take nearly a lifetime to get this bruiser camp down. And they're both going back. Okay. Not sure if that was an intentional stall or not, but regardless, bruiser camp is going to be pushing in the top lane over this objective. Killadorn here is in the bottom lane, trying to get some value here out of this bottom bruiser camp for the blue team, but ultimately not a wall going down, not a tower. Objective is on blue side. Both teams really close on XP so far. Sparhawk getting engaged on there by the Kira. Taking a decent amount of damage, but Anduin has a melody for that. Not melody, remedy. Excuse me, and Tassadar. Hang on. This is the beauty of me missing things. I can just press the B button, and we're going to take a look at why the Tassadar died while I was stumbling over my words. So Tassadar trying to rotate up here. Getting just a little bit too far forward. Gets some spiders on him immediately. The Johanna is there. It's a good route there from Orc and Beans. As Shift comes in to heal him, down goes the Tassadar. Good play there by the red team, recognizing Tassadar caught out a little bit too far and punishing the positioning because of it. Here comes Bloody Drapes, though. Top Siege Camp and Bruiser Camp are pushing against one another in the top lane. Bloody Drapes is able to take out the Rexar. Meanwhile, here comes Sparkhawk and the rest of the team. J-Trin close behind. Kaki getting really low there. Going to have to retreat, at least temporarily. Killador and the Tassadar is back now. The wall from him is good. Yes, sir, getting really low. There's the fire from Bloody Drapes. And Jerry Chin is going to be able to finish off the Kira. So this objective should go. Orca Beans is kind of overstaying his welcome here. But it doesn't appear he'll be punished. Sparhawk just a little bit over the mark there on that stun. And the Rexar is going to be able to pretty calmly walk away from this. Seed's still up yet. Nazebo being very irritating. Bloody Drape's going in kind of a hard engage here. With relatively low health and only 10 armor. Johanna low as well as low as mana. Orkin Beans is essentially an auto attacker, has absolutely no mana. Vate's trying to get a wall onto the Anubarak, but not quite finding one. Spiders connects, but spell armor good. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Keladorn and Jatrin trying to kill this Kira, but she is slippery. The camp now starting to push into the opposite direction. That's going to get a lot of value top as the fight rages on down here in the bottom lane. It's been a lot of action, but only 1-to-1 in kills. Again, Rexar's Beast Misha going down. Orkin Beans is still just an auto attacker. Vate's now caught a little bit out too far. Jachin trying to go for the kill, but it's a counter kill from the Nazebo. Tassadar falling yet again. Only 2 kills for the red team have been on that Tassadar. Jatrin getting stunned by it. Rexar. Orkin Beans taking a lot of damage. Pull from Anduin ensures that the Greymane lives to see another day. Yes, sir, still taking a lot of damage, while the healing counts, are noticeable. The healing buffs have been solid. And we have been fighting for this objective now for 2 minutes, it feels like. This is still the first seed. Looks like Yesser is going to try to cap, but Deathwing is in the air. Sparhawk taking a lot of damage here over on the camp. Are the spiders enough to kill him? It doesn't look like it. J-Trend is going to very comfortably grab the camp, despite being next to Amisha. Yes, sir. Still trying to cap. Not finding one. Sparhawk now has no health, no mana. Misha will drop again, but this time the Anoob's going to fall. J-Trin getting hit from that Kira. Good play there by her. Here comes the Ring of Fire from Bloody Drapes. Is he going to have enough damage to do anything about it? It's hard to say. Nice spell shield there from the Brightwing as the shift comes in. Flippy, the healer, not able to heal much of the Deathwing, so he's not really doing much there. Bloody Drapes is still here. Still just being a bully. And mercifully, nearly 2.5 minutes we fought over that objective. I'm tired just thinking about it. I'm going to take a break. Water good. Flipping Keldorn, trying to stop the red team from taking this bruiser camp, but it's not going to happen. Sparhawk going in for an engage, but there's no follow-up there. Jatrin in the top lane taking the siege camp for the blue team, while Rexar getting sat on by the Deathwing. Misha has had a rough go of it in this game thus far, but the Rexar, I don't believe, has perished quite yet. Where are we at? Where's my Rexar? Oh, he has once. Oh no, Misha counts as 0.5? I think Misha counts as 0.5, so the Rexar has not fallen yet.
Gather the seed, heroes. Quickly.
Rexar going to be doing this bruiser camp for the red team. Blue team converging on the objective at a neutral location this time around. Level 10s are online. It's going to be Unleash the Boars, Blink Heal, Blessed Shield, Final Strike, and Ravenous Spirit there for the Nazebo. We do have Bellowing Roar, Black Hole, Cocoon, Light Bomb, and not sure what the Greyman's going to pick yet. Unless we have a big engage here into the top lane. Kaki getting pretty low, Shield not quite yet used, and there it is finally. Ravenous Spirit's very good, a lot of damage onto the backline, but Keldorn stays there, fearless. Black Hole right through the center of the red team, and only the Misha will fall. Tassadar and Anduin are the next to go. Level 10 from the Greymane would be good here. Particularly, oh no, particularly if they had the throat, go for throat there. That would have been a kill, but alas, it's a 3-for-0 in favor of the red team. They're going to be able to get their second seed here. Sparhawk trying to clear this middle lane Siege Giants. Nazebo just throwing walls and Spider on that tower, able to take it very quickly. Zebo is kind of a sleeper pick here, I feel like, sometimes, where if you're not constantly watching what he's doing, he's just going to suddenly take a building. And I know it's mostly a Storm League experience, but it can happen here too. Johanna, needing health and mana, wisely deciding to go back for this next objective. Red team 8-2 in kills, very dominant here early in the team fight category. They are up nearly a full level. They're going to get 13s first, and the seed is going to be on their side. Kira going on Keldorn. Is the pull going to be there? It's good blessed, or excuse me, good desperate prayer there from the Anduin. Pull up the talents here again, take a peek, because it's been a little bit. Cure quest from the Tassadar, very close to completion. It is going to be go for throat there from the Greymane, and Wizened Duelist as well. A little bit of a scuffle here in the mid lane before this objective, however. Deathwing is not going to be up in the air to be able to stall this. Anduin has at least one stall, but ultimately, I mean, blue team, you cannot fight this. This is into 13s. You don't have your Deathwing. This is essentially suicide. Light Bomb there is going to actually land on the Johanna, but a noob is going to drop very quickly to that Kira. Good root there and Black Hole from Tassadar to try to disengage. J-Trin basically telling the team to run away. Deathwing is in the air now. Can he stall forever? The answer is yes, by the way. Oh, never mind. Nope, must have just missed the one there. Red team's going to capture the first 3 seeds on this Garden of Terror, and likely going to be taking several forts. Take a look at our XR action cam here in the top lane against the Deathwing. Anything happening in the bottom lane? We do have a root under tower, as Crackin now decides to blind the enemy team and start taking tower shots. Sparhawk getting engaged on, but really not a lot of damage being done thus far. Despite nearly a full combo from Kira, the spell armor is good. Mid lane is going to live. The fort will live. Top lane, it's going to be close. Bloody Drape's going to fly over the top here of Pork and Beans.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Middle fort did go down to the efforts of Out of Pocket. Meanwhile, Bloody Drape's looking for a kill here. Is he going to find one? Doesn't quite look like it. Now he's going to need some help. He's going to have to pop that fear if he has it. And he doesn't. There is a shield from Johanna under the tower. It's a good root and wall from the Tassadar. Crackin getting really low. Go for the throat. Not quite enough to capture the kill. Misha will fall. Yes, sir. Getting really low. Really nice play there by the Kira. Hitting that tight angle on the wall there. Very strong play by him. But Nazebo is left in the dust and will die to the crushing wings of Deathwing. So a couple of kills there. Oh, another kill perhaps? No. There's just one kill there for the blue team, but maybe a little bit of tempo. Flippy trying to run away. Sparhawk getting... trying to peel. It doesn't really look like blue team wants to fight. Red team definitely wants to fight. Yeah, here come the boars. Shield is up. And it looks like a lot's happening, but ultimately, no one's really taking a lot of damage here. Good blinds there by the Johanna. Greymane is so frustrating to play into Johanna. Double blinds is so rough. It's not a fun experience. Anubarak just a little bit late. Crackin getting a shift from Greenstone to Brightwing. Greystone? Greenstone? Great? Great tone. Great tone. Great tone. Looks like red team wisely decides, hey, we want to take this building. There's only a Deathwing here. Just avoid the damage, take the building. That being said, Misha is really taking a lot of damage. Johanna taking a lot of tower shots. Very, very close to dying there. But ultimately, Gonna be able to walk out of there pretty easily. We have Greymane and Anduin doing the camp here in the bottom lane for the blue team. Red team, 4-man effort as Kira defends mid. Here comes Bloody Drapes landing in, but it's too little too late. Anubarak getting caught out and ultimately dying here in the mid lane. Next objective, again, sort of neutral ground here. But without Anubarak camp pushing in the top lane, going to be hard for the blue team to capture this. Nazebo wall, very irritating for a Deathwing. Kira looking on the backside. Hits the Anduin almost immediately. Good follow-up there from Orc Beans. Really nice fear as shield misses, but it's not going to be enough. Anduin is going to die. Keladorn getting caught again by the Kira. This guy plays a lot of Kira. He's one of the better Kiras I've seen in a while. It's a full level ahead for out of pocket. Crackin's gonna need to do something special in a team fight pretty soon here. They should both be up for this next objective. As Johanna stays bottom to push. Red team rotating through mid lane, clearing. But they're gonna, it's a long game. (12-3 in kills. Kaki is lying in wait behind Johanna. Gotta zoom out just a little bit more. Here comes the Johanna into the back lane. It's a good stun from Orc Beans onto the Anduin. The Anduin's having a really bad time. Shield lands onto him as well. Deathling's going to land on the objective here. Let's see what he does with it. Light Bomb only lands onto Misha as the Brightwing is cocooned. Misha will die very quickly. As Keldorn getting massive value from that black hole wall combination, but ultimately the rest of the DPS is not here. Feigned death from Orc Beans. Is it going to be enough to save him? No, not quite. Rexar and Brightwing will fall. Good engage there from Sparhawk in the bottom lane on to that Nazebo. Nazebo will die, and finally, for the first time in this game, looks like Unleash the Crackin has a little bit of momentum here. 51 months, Clitus Grenade. Thank you very much for the sub. Holy smokes. That's a long-ass time. Tassadar and Bloody catching out Kaki just a little bit here. It looks like she'll be able to mount up and get out of there. Jatrin caught on camp duty, cleaning up lanes. I don't know why my Discord messages are making sounds. They really shouldn't be. This is a really bold strategy to just kind of go up there. Oh no, that missed? Someone's not epicenter at 16. Correct, we have Beetlejuiced. You know it doesn't miss? Epicenter. So it is level 20 here. Sparhawk is kind of in a bad spot. If they decide just to kill him, they think they could. And despite being down 20s, blue team is going to get this objective. Misha is going to die for I don't know how many times it's been, but a lot. Sparhawk looking for an engage, not quite finding him, although would have if it was epicenter. Alright, I'll leave it alone. Brightwing is getting cocooned. All the damage going on to the Johanna right now, who is still alive thanks to literally 5-man blinds over and over again. The healing from that is so noticeable. Misha, I feel bad for Misha, man. She's having a rough go of it. Kaki is still just, like, existing in their backline. And amazingly so. That's a lot of fire, though, from the Deathwing. Good engage there from Sparhawk. No follow-up yet. His Conflag gets a decent amount of value in damage. The Keep is trying to fall, but here comes the counter engage from the red team. Just kidding. They chased him away. They're content just clearing in the bottom lane. So, what was a very one-sided game is now completely tied up as far as structure damage goes. 12-7 in kills in favor of Out of Pocket. But it seems that seems like blue team has really caught their stride here over the last 5 minutes or so. Let my terrors grow, she screams. Alright, blue team doing the siege camp there. Red team clearing up that bruiser camp that was stolen from them, claiming their own siege camp here in the top lane. We've entered the late game. It's gonna be a 5-man effort, pretty much from everybody here on out. Bloody Drapes is gonna have to fly, as you see him start to do that now. Death takes flight. Both teams just clearing out their lanes, trying not to get too far behind. We have a bit of an engage here from the Tassadar. Deathwing is going to fly as well. Here's a light bomb. It does land onto the Brightwing, who's going to be taking a ton of damage. The Conflag is going to be enough to kill him. Really nice play there by Bloody. And while they didn't get the camp, they definitely won the next seed point here.
Isn't nature splendid? Gather that
Will they do anything with their objector, with their advantage though? It's kind of hard to push lanes into a Nazebo. You can just kind of clear the lane very quickly. That's why my Nazebo ARAMs, even if I'm losing, last way too long. This is pretty ballsy from the red team, but knowing all of them are top, I mean, this is crazy. They should all die, right? They're all gonna die. They're all gonna die. Johanna decided, I'm gonna die. Could have backed with the rest of the team, but Johanna's like, no, I am committed to this. Yeah, that's a super dead Johanna. Brightwing's still not up yet, and red team is starting to trickle a bit. And now here comes another seed. Blue team surely able to capture this one too. And it looks like the red team finally said, "Okay, guys, are we done? Are we done messing around? Can we just sit in base and just wait for everybody, please? Nobody will be on the map. Our lanes are pushed out. There's no reason for us to be here." And blue team decides now, this time, we're gonna take this building. That did no damage. That did no damage to Sparhawk. Oh, but that's a lot of damage. Wow, the shield there. Or no, it wasn't even shield from Johanna. What was the stun? Oh, it was the stun from Misha. And the Nubarak is going to fall, and they didn't get to keep. Okay, and now suddenly it's a 4-on-4, and the Johanna's going to be back a lot sooner. Bloody Drapes only has 20 armor, so just 2 armor plates. There is a fear, but he's essentially out of the fight. There's nothing he can really do anymore, if he lives even. Oh, great pull there from the Anduin. All right. So when everything was looking good for the Crackin boys, ultimately the noob dying middle is going to cost them a seed and a lot of tempo on the map. I apologize if anybody can hear my chair as I'm moving around. Trying not to move because I threw out my back today, and moving at all causes me great pain. So, shouldn't be hearing a lot of movement from it, but if you do, I apologize. Blue team clearing out this middle siege camp while the red team does their top bruiser. Red team could close out the game here with this seed. You know, we're nearly 25 minutes into this game. Level 23s are online. Looks like blue team going to take this bottom camp as red team does a little bit of scouting. And they should be able to quick cap this, I would think, before they even have a chance to do anything about it. Yeah, cap has started from the Brightwing. Can they get there in time? Okay, Deathwing is in the air, going to be able to stall. I like this engage from Spar. Good Cocoon onto the back line. Who's it going to go on, though? Oh, no. Too many people got caught out in the front line. The Tassadar and the Anduin right in front of that Nazebo. And Bloody Drapes and Sparhawk couldn't even begin to engage before two of their members had already died. Misha will fall, but Jatrin has a lot of an uphill battle to fight. Nice fear. It's everybody. Bloody Drapes is going to be able to get out of there. But Jatrin is not long for this world. That being said, maybe it's not GG. So these seeds are going to come way back here. They did end up losing mid-keep finally to the catapult. Sparhawk able to get out of there. But, yeah, if they're going to end, it's got to be in this top lane. That's a lot of fire. Sparhawk, though, getting caught. Down he goes. The Nazebo wall has been brutal all game. And if all 5 members of Unleash the Crackin dead, that surely is going to do it for game 1. That's a shame, because if they didn't die there, they just cleared this, defended. I don't think this gets to their core. No, this definitely doesn't. This doesn't even get halfway down the map. This was the only objective that could potentially win for the red team. It's a great job by them for recognizing it. And they're going to take game 1 of this best of 3. Whee! GG's. Alright. Let's see if I can't find game 2 and we'll fire it up. Alrighty, game 2 of this best of 3 Division East matchup is going to take place on Infernal Shrines. From left to right, our home team, it is going to be Unleash the Crackin. Boy, this chair's noisy. Okay. Our blue team, Unleash the Crackin. Bloody Drapes on Hogger. Sparhawk playing Varian. Flippy on Jaina. Jatrin playing Vala. And Celadorn on Brightwing. And for the red team, out of pocket, much of the same. Orcan Beans again on Rexar. Fates again on Nazebo. Greytone again. Oh, I'm sorry. The only one different for the red team is Greytone. Now playing Lily instead of the Brightwing. Cocky on Johanna. And yet again, yes sir, on Kira. So very much if it ain't broke, don't fix it strategy here for the red team. Johanna goes in for an early scoop. Rexar already starting in the top lane. We take a look at our level 1 talents. It is going to be Spiders yet again. Bloody Drape's taking a lot of damage, but so is the Nazebo. Blue team wants to kill real bad, but yes sir is in the back line. Doing a bunch of damage. It is Q build from Lavala. Presumably because Johanna is double blind. But what else would he be? Sparhawk, not quite a real boy yet, but already being a nuisance here through the rotations. Cocky is coming in behind. Yes, sir. Going to be able to get out. No, not quite. Good kill there by J-Trin. Able to get that Kira. And that is first blood. Orkin Beans really putting it to the Hogger here early into the top lane. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane. Again, Varian not quite a real boy yet. J-Trin is pretty low. How long on shift? Oh, they just kind of gave up the camp. Two stacks so far by the Vala, 4 globes, 42 stacks from Nazebo. We've seen this story before. Kira on camp. Trash. Takes so long. Looks like Kira's actually healing it. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the red team clearing out that siege camp that Unleashed the Crackin took early. Level 4 is slightly ahead for the side of the blue team. Taunt Varian. He is now a real boy, and until level 10, he is as scary as he gets. Johanna. Huh. I was expecting some sort of taunt. I was ready to say that taunts were happening, but alas, taunts aren't happening. What? Hello? Taunt that. She doesn't get to be there. Yeah. They end up going for the Lily. And now finally taunt onto the Johanna. Alright. Let's take a quick look into the top lane here. That Bruiser camp got a lot of value for the red team. 1 tower and the wall already gone. The objectives are now up in this bottom lane. Sparhawk looking for something here. We have a taunt finally on the Johanna, who takes a ton of damage. And you gotta be happy with that trade if you're the blue team. Like, sure, you want to kill the healer and, like, don't hit the tank, but also you're kind of a Varian who absolutely dumpsters a Johanna, especially late. So you can get very comfortable just kind of taunting and going front to back here. Because you have no dive outside of the Hogger. Meanwhile, Bloody Drapes looks like to be setting up the spin. There it goes. So Hogger doing his spin things. Looked like he had the right spot. Nope, not quite it. Kira again in the back lane onto the healer. Bloody Drapes trying to peel for the Brightwing, but alas, the Brightwing is left on an island, and Kira will get the kill. Now it is 1-to-1 in kills. This is 20-16 for the Spider Monkeys here for this Infernal Punisher. Infernal? That's not the right word. Mortar Punisher. We're on the Infernal Shrines, it makes sense. Infernal Punisher, yeah, you know what I was getting at. Varian going in very deep. Kira again landing onto the Brightwing. But it's 25-37. This is definitely going over to the blue team, but the red team, but can the blue team get a kill? Yes, the Kira will die. And that is their small consolation prize, as both teams hit level 7s almost simultaneously here. And the Mortar Punisher will be pushing this bottom lane there. Good job there by the Varian to get the Punisher over the wall. Cocky is the only one down here, by the way, pushing and correctly doing the right job. Getting the towers as best he can. Alright. That was the first objective. You get 2 towers and a wall. If you're lucky, a little bit of tower damage, but fort damage, that is. But that's about all. Red team going to be taking this bottom siege camp, while Unleashed the Crackin very content doing their own. Orkin Beans using that Misha, taking the tower. Doesn't even care if the Misha dies at this point. It won't. But he was willing to sacrifice it for the tower, and that's what's important. Here's a taunt on the Johanna. A ton of damage with the Polymorph. The Unstoppable does come out. But 2 easy stacks for the Vala, up to 6. 9 globes there from the Jaina. Wait, I'm sorry, was that Poly at 4? It's Poly at 4. Level 10 slightly ahead in favor. Wait, what is Johanna doing? She's dying again. Huh. Okay. Waiting for the taunt. Here comes Polly, right? Polly. Okay. No way does she get out, right? Like, there's no shot. Just taunt anything. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, blue team. 'Cause that is super illegal what she was doing there in the bottom lane. A little bit of a scrimmage potentially in the top lane. Looks like Rexar smells blood in the water. He's going to back off. Misha providing vision in that side bush. Varian looking like a snack here in the mid lane. The level 10s are online. It is going to be Shockwave, Ring of Loss, Blink Heal, Shield Wall, and Rain of Vengeance. For the blue team, it is going to be, or red team rather, it's going to be Unleash the Boars, Cups, Shield, Final Strike, and Ravenous Spirit again. J-Trins are going to try to do her best in the bottom lane, but I don't think there's much you can do to stop this Zebo from taking the fort if they decide to do it. And there you go. Okay, so Nazebo able to take the bottom fort. Missed a kill here in the top lane. It was a 1-for-1. We're going to take a quick rewind to see what the heck would happen here in the top lane. Jaina getting stunned. It's a good shockwave there from Bloody Drapes as he eased forward. Does the Ring of Loss come out? No, not quite. But well done there by Bloody to get a counter kill. It's a Rexar for a Jaina. I think you're going to be happy with that trade. Bloody Drapes looking to get his spin going. Is that the? I thought the spin was up higher here. Oh, he's just going back and forth there. Okay. You know, honestly, that's a good call. Oh, he didn't have it quite right. But getting the one here is so difficult to get it on the side. As Kira again lands onto the Vala, and the Ravenous Spirit is enough to finish him off. Killadorn blinking into a world of hurt. It ultimately falling to the Nazebo. Ring of Loss is huge. Lands on 3 members of the red team. Varian taking so much damage though, as Cups able to keep everybody alive just barely. Flippy's got a lot of work to do. Ends up killing the Lily. Oh my gosh, he needed one more E to kill everything, but unfortunately, not quite finding it. Six to 5 in kills in favor of Out of Pocket. They're going to be up 2 forts here after this next objective. 34 to 13, a very comfortable lead on the Spider Monkeys here. And here comes a Frozen Punisher for the red team as J-Trin attempts to do this middle siege camp. I wasn't expecting Bloody to be there. It looks like he may have messed up trying to bait, and that is going to cost him dearly. Augur will fall to Kira yet again. Good stun there by the Punisher onto the Brightwing. Ooh, very close there. Varian getting engaged on again by Kira. I feel like it's going to be hard for Kira to play the game once Jaina has 16s with the freeze talent, but we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, Johanna and Nazebo taking camps as best they can. And now there's nothing to do on the map for a while. Red team going to be pushing these mid towers and wall. There's an engage onto the back line there. It's a really nice taunt onto the Lili, but is able to get cups off just in time. The final strike from Kira doesn't quite kill anything. Ring of Frost landing on 3 members of the red team, but again, it's just not enough follow-up damage. Flippy now getting stunned from the Rexar. It's a good effort there from the Brightwing, but ultimately goes down. Critical miss there would have definitely saved the Jaina there. So it was a good blink in and cleanse, but just didn't do any healing, and especially because the target was slowed, it would have been enough healing to live. But red team is looking very angry. They look to try to take this mid keep, I presume. Jaina Brightwing down for another 5 seconds. No, they're just going to be very content. Taking the 2 mid towers and wall, and moving on out. Maybe they try to take this camp. They have 16s. They might as well. At this point, you get to kind of be the bullies on the map. Heading over to their bruiser camp. Five-man effort here from the red team as blue just tries to clear their lanes up a bit. Brightwing maybe was trying to bait there a little bit. Is it Shield Breaker from Varian? Yeah, it is Shattering Throw. Cocky, I mean, doing what his name implies, is so far up. That's a really nice Shield Breaker instantly there from Sparhawk, but Yes Sir is in the back lane. Does land onto the Brightwing. That's a lot of damage, but a good taunt there from the Varian. Shrine is now activating as both teams exchange a couple of ultimates along the way. But ultimately, nobody's going to fall. Level 16s are online for just the red team. This Cocky is kind of just doing whatever he wants. There's a taunt onto the Johanna. Good stun there from the Rexar onto the Varian. Is the shift going to be there in time? It will not. Varian will fall. Jaina getting really low as well. It's a good route there again from the Rexar. Ice block. Is it enough to save? No, not quite. 16s were just almost there for the blue team, but alas, they are not. Spell Power Banner. It is going to be Icy Veins there in Numbing Blast. 1 globe away from completing Jaina's quest. Only 14 stacks there from the follow, maybe just a little bit behind. Interesting not to see double blinds, but we see Shrinking Vacuum from the Johanna. So this is going to be a very scary Arcane Punisher push here from the side of the red team. Jaina's going to be back up here in a second, but ultimately they're going to have a camp and a Arcane Punisher pushing into them. Thankfully, this is one of the few lanes where they still have their tower and walls fully intact, so should not be too much of an effort here. Blue team gets on the burn right away, pulling it there to the mid tower as well. Rexar gets a stun onto Varian. Here come the boars to slow him as well. Shift does come in to the Varian. Johanna doing a ton of damage there in the back line. The shield comes out, but no follow-up just yet. Misha getting really low, and here comes the Ravenous Spirit. Great taunt there from the Varian to cancel it. A shockwave through 2 members of the red team, as well as the Ring of Frost connecting, but the Varian and Hogger are the first to go down. Brightwing the next to fall. Jaina not long for this world, despite having the root talent there. And just like that, I believe we have a GG game set match. Misha is going to go down yet again. Misha probably the MVP of the entire series there for the red team. A lot of death, but a lot of value. GG's. Out of pocket wins 2-0 over Unleash the Crackin. take a quick look at the recap. I don't think I did this for game 1, but 16-5 kills here for the red team. Jaina led the way in damages, but also damage, but also in death. It actually eclipsed like the next 2 damage dealers almost combined. Kira just being very oppressive in the back lane. Healing numbers not too terribly close, almost 13 more with the Lili. Cups putting in most of that work. Siege damage, both offlaners, they're very comparable in stats ultimately. Take a quick look at the talents here. 19 stacks Vala ended up with. Probably didn't miss since I had mentioned it. Only 79 stacks, but full spiders completed there for the side of an Azebo. And that'll do it. I'll throw this VOD up on YouTube, and for everybody watching, thanks for joining us for this replay cast. We will see you next time.